Hey everybody! So I wanted to just let you know, as a precursor, I'm filming in a different part of my apartment, and when filming in my apartment, there is never a dull moment. Rarely. I want to say rarely, knock on wood, because when they use the word luxury to put in the title of this apartment complex, I swear they were being sarcastic. Somebody somewhere is laughing because luxury translates to somebody launching their television out their window or people randomly screaming profanities into the night, arrests at dinner time. We have colorful neighbors such as Nipples Cannonball. I named him that because whenever the weather gets warm, he takes his top off and all you see is his big red nipples, and even though he's thin, he's got this big beer gut, and it looks hard as a rock. Like if you touched it, it would be solid like concrete. So it reminded me of a cannonball, so I gave him the name Nipples Cannonball. Nipples Cannonball is outside right now. If I wasn't so respectful of other people's privacy, I'd actually show you Nipples Cannonball, but I'd feel really bad. So in this video, I want to do a little bit of a story time. It's probably going to go into a bit of a ramble as well as an unboxing. And the fact that I am doing an unboxing literally days away from tweeting something along the lines of, anybody can open a box, but not everybody can open your mind. The irony of that is not lost on me. And despite that, I still maintain that 100% because it's true. I'm going to be doing a Moonbox unboxing, and that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not 100% appreciative and don't love the Moonbox, because I do. It just means that I didn't exactly work my ass off to get this. I got this for free. Just because I have this stuff does not mean that I am awesome. It literally just means that I have a YouTube channel and somebody sent this to me. And the reason that I don't do a lot of unboxings is because I don't really, I don't want to support a lot of different companies because I think a lot of them suck. But the Moonbox is one of the ones that takes me back. It takes me back to when I was a young teen, when I was first getting involved in the goth scene, and I didn't know much. I just knew that in my head, it just seemed synonymous that being a goth meant, well, I'm a witch. My friends and I would go and we would find spell books. We would, it was usually by Silver Ravenwolf did a lot of them, and we would just practice. We did, we had tarot cards, and we performed different types of spells. I don't know if I told this story before, and if I did, I apologize. But I did a love spell on an ex-boyfriend. He was a troubled youth, and he would run away from home a lot. And whenever he would run away, he would either end up in my house or a friend's house, to which he'd promptly call me. But when he ran away this time, that didn't happen. He never got off the bus, no call, no nothing, and hours went by. This was Friday, and it's like 6:30, 7:30, 8:30. Where the hell is he? We all knew something had happened, something was going on. We didn't think he was hurt or anything like that, because anybody that kidnapped him, they would bring him back right away. We had decided, my friends and I, that we were going to perform a tarot spell. And in this tarot spell, we needed 13 white candles, 2 tarot cards, which were going to be the significators, and it was the Page of Wands and the Knight of Cups. And we did this at our friend Jen's house, and there were so many of us too at the time. So we were sat around her dining room table. We turned off all the lights. Don't know how we saw, and we had to do an incantation. And we didn't have 13 white candles, but we had 2 white ones. So we cut them to where there was 13, and we capped the bottoms with aluminum foil and set them around in a semicircle and lit those. So we did the incantation, we did everything that the spell was supposed to do, snuffed out the 13th candle, and by this point it's probably about midnight, and we knew for a fact that he wasn't going to call. Something was going on, he was doing something dubious. We knew he wasn't going to call. So snuffed out the 13th candle, and this is going to really remind you like around what year it was, because the second the 13th candle was snuffed out, as I will it, so shall it be, snuff it out, my pager goes off. I had a pager. And I look at it, and it says 31003. I'm like, okay, what the hell is this? And I put it down. And I put it down upside down. Upside down it said Eddie. That's his name. His name was Edward. We called him Ed or Eddie. So putting it down upside down after I snuffed out the 13th candle, saying his name like that, it was just sort of confirmation that, okay, we did something. And it gave me that sort of confirmation that we could do things if we really had our hearts in it. That in numbers like that, we could really make stuff happen. And it was a powerful moment for me. And it kind of gave me this feeling. Now, bearing in mind, I'm only 15 years old, but it gave me this feeling of, don't you mess with me. But obviously that's not what magic is intended for, but at the time, the hell do I know? So, needless to say, that night we go to bed and wake up the next day from a call from my friend Jay. And he says, I'm not going to say anything. All I'm going to tell you is a phone number, and I need you to write it down. Somehow he knew that we were all at Jen's house, so I write down a phone number. I'm like, what is this? He's like, just call it. You'll know what it is. So I call it. And a girl answers the phone, and it was somebody who I never actually had spoken to because she and I went to different schools. She went to the same school as my boyfriend, but I knew exactly who it was when she answered regardless. It was a girl by the name of Brianna. The second she answered, the first thing I said was, where's Ed? She said, asleep. I said, what is he doing there? She said, you should probably talk to him. So I hear her trying to rouse him and wake him up, and I hear him saying, no, just hang up, hang up, hang up. So as it turned out, he was cheating on me. That was really it. I didn't see him for probably 2 weeks. No phone call or anything like that. But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it went from us being in a normal teenage relationship to him cheating on me and being a douche. And then he's psychotic. Up my ass 24/7, calling me like crazy, became incredibly abusive, like frighteningly so, to the point where police were called. It was scary. It was definitely scary, and it didn't seem, oddly enough, abnormal to me because I grew up in kind of an abusive household. And having grown up in that household, yeah, it's scary, but your mind sort of snaps back into that sort of same mode it did when you were a kid. And it knows how to handle it. And it just doesn't seem abnormal. It's just you're on the different side of things. Rather than being the abused kid, you're now, the abused girlfriend or whatever. But he was nuts. It was as if it was karma. You can't change free will. You can't take somebody and make them feel something. You can't do that. You can't mess with somebody's natural course of existence. You can't do anything like that because there are consequences. And I think that's really what was happening. I was learning that there are consequences to this stuff. And that consequence was, okay, you want him back? Fine, he's yours. But he ain't gonna be the same. It went on for another year after that. And after that, I moved to a different house in a different town, not far away. But for some reason, it was that move that put that just a little bit more distance between us was enough for me to sort of get away. And that was really it. Metaphysical shops have always been a place of peace for me. From the moment I figured out what they were, from the first time I went in. I can never remember the first time I ever visited one, but I remember the feelings associated, and it's never changed. It's never actually changed. It's just this feeling of peace and stability and calm. It's like you're entering a different world, surrounded by the scents and the sounds and these beautiful crystals and candles and just things that you associate with being a better version of yourself, having that control in your life. And that's something that I've always clung to. And whenever I see any of these items, I immediately get brought back to that place and that sense of peace that I had. And I know that I always had a deep connection to magic when I was younger, but as I got older, I became a little bit more cynical, and I was more along the lines of, well, there's a logical explanation for everything, which there is, but being agnostic, you feel that there's a logical explanation for everything, but are willing to accept other possibilities, and you're not closed off to that. Okay, so all of that fun stuff being said, I really wanted to get into the unboxing. I'm not going to feign surprise. I peeked into the box, but this was a few months ago, so some of the things I really genuinely didn't see. I kind of peeked at the top, and I like to see the artwork. The reason that I really like the moon box, and it's something that I will endorse, is the intention that goes in here. It's not just a bunch of crap thrown in there willy-nilly, like some stupid hat that says like witch bitch. A bunch of stuff that just seems very faddish and has no meaning and has no soul. This to me has a soul, and you could tell because they really put a lot of thought and effort into it. There we go. How beautiful is that? And it says Shining Lotus. There are times when it makes sense to be discreet until you find your inner strength, so that you feel empowered enough to share your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs without wavering, even in the face of challenge. At other times, we're ready to take a risk and allow the inner lotus blossom of our true self to shine forth for all to behold. Losing my shirt. This is a handy guide to help you figure out what's inside the box. One of the amazing things about these boxes, when you open them, you're always hit with a different smell, and that smell is always something you can't quite put your finger on. You're not like, oh my god, that's such and such. It's something you can't quite place, but it's just calming. So let's see. I'm going to start with what's on top. Probably be a good idea if I open this first. So we have standstill tea and a muslin bag. Breathe in the warm aroma of this beautiful tea blend and remember to stand still. Take time to meditate and breathe. Relax and unwind. Do not focus on anything other than your breathing and aura. This tea is a great meditative drink before or after your ritual work. This caffeine-free tea has been created with silky red rubios, ginger, cardamom, and chocolate chips. So this one is birch bark. Birch bark. Let's see. Birch bark. The birch tree embodies the ideal of graceful femininity and light-filled grace. In older times, the witch's broom was made from the twigs of the birch and used to drive out spirits of the old year and beat the bounds of the property for protection. Allow birch bark to get rid of stagnant energies and clear the slate for the coming year. Welcome the protective energies as you work to cast illumination into your aura and intentions. Gender, feminine, planet Venus, element water, deity Thor, magic properties, protection, exorcism, and purification. St. John's Wort. Also known as the scare devil herb, St. John's Wort has been used by witches of old and new for the purpose of protection, ensuring that happiness and strength resonate around you. Place the herb in a jar and hang from a window or place under your pillow. Use St. John's Wort to bring light into your house or sacred space, benefiting overall health and hearth. Gender masculine, planet Sun, element fire, deity Baldur, magical properties, health, protection, strength, love, divination, and happiness. So this is the Triple Moon Inscribed Copper Altar Bell. We've been using the same bell for many years and have enjoyed including its beauty into our rituals and practice. Representing air and water, the bell is a symbol of a goddess and has been proven as to be a necessity. The altar bell is both masculine and feminine, with the clapper being male and the bowl of the bell being female. As if the voice of the goddess has accompanied you, the bell connects you to the divine, calling upon kindred spirits. Allow the sound of your bell to tighten the gap between self, spirit, and guides. As if to say, as I start this ritual, I call upon the goddess and the radiant energy that accompanies her. I banish all negativity and create the space sacred. So mote it be. Traditionally, bells are used to clear energy and banish negativity or spirits. During your ritual, if you happen to feel heavy energy around you, ring your bell again and clear your space. Also in witchcraft, ring your bell during chants to send energetic vibrations throughout your sacred space, into the ground, walls, and ceiling, making its way into every nook and cranny. So on one side we have this, the other side, Illumination Ken C. Okay, Illumination Ken Rune Pendant. This magical lead-free pewter pendant was inscribed with the Ken rune in its Old English form. Literally, the word Ken, or Kenaz, means torch. The torch is a symbol of knowledge and intellect illumination, searching for enlightenment and shedding light on important issues. As a rune, it's the form of a branch of a straight stave, representing the principle of being active. We also connect with the cognate word Ken, a Celtic word meaning powerful. The magic behind this rune represents the mystery of transformation. When wearing this rune pendant, you visualize your light penetrating the darkness on the road ahead. Allow Ken to bring inner light of knowledge into your reality. We have hand-painted the Ken rune on your box to change the pendant while not wearing. Oh, I'm sorry, to charge the pendant while not wearing. So they hand-painted that. I think I'm doing this right. Hecate salt? I'll know in a second. We've always been enchanted with the beautiful and powerful energy of Hecate. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm so sorry. There are many attributes that the goddess brings into our magic, but for the purpose, we focus on Hecate being the bringer of light and truth. Although Hecate is the goddess of the darkened underworld, she is the torchbearer who brings the light in the same darkness. Allow Hecate to illuminate the dark pathways and travel the shadows with you, but only with the guidance of her energy. While soaking in these sacred salts, allow the fragrance and energy to enter your mind, body, and soul. Let go of worries and anxieties and ill will toward others. Allow the light to flood your aura and comfort you. Allow the light to protect you and illuminate the darkness on your journey through ritual work and meditation. We have enchanted your sacred salt with pine, mistletoe, and blessings oil, as well as leaves from the holly plant. If a bath is unavailable, steep salt in a bowl of warm water and pour over your body to benefit from the energies within. Smell this now. You can see the herbs and the salt. Oh my god, this smells amazing. I could do this. Come on, bubble wrap. We've always been friends. Veritas? Veritas Magic Oil. This powerful oil was created for you to anoint candles, jewelry, or self. This Veritas or Truth oil has been created to unveil the misconceiving of spirits around you. As you go about your day, Veritas oil, again, if I'm mispronouncing this, I'd be really embarrassed. Veritas oil will enhance your psychic vision and allow you to see through lies and untruthful intentions. This oil can also be used during meetings or get-togethers to strengthen the spiritual connection between you and those who are meant to be affiliated with you. We have prepared this magical oil with lemon, rosewood, patchouli, and illumination oils. Each oil has been enchanted with a birch bark, holly leaf, and Lemurian quartz crystal, said to bring forth knowledge and enlightenment from ancient sources. The base of this is sunflower oil. Some might be more sensitive than others when in contact with skin. So let's see here. You get the citrus right at the very end. I really like this, and it's pretty too. I didn't realize after I shook it up. This is Yule glass bottle. Is it weird that I get excited when things are made from glass instead of plastic? Oh, here it is. Yuletide Ritual Spray. This aura spray has been created with pine and blessings from magical oil from our personal cabinet of witchery. Use the spray during the season of Yule to uplift the energy blessings in your home. Enjoy the beautiful fragrance during your celebrations and rituals. So I'm going to spray it now. I didn't want to spray it on my bed. Holy crap. That didn't smell anything like I thought it would. This is the kind of scent that if you walked into a room and it smelled like this, I feel like it would influence your mood. I think that it would make you feel a little bit more, it would open your mind a little bit, if that makes sense. I've always been very connected to scents. I have a very strong sense of smell. some of which give me migraines. So I have to be very, very careful. That's why I was careful to not spray this anywhere like near my bed. I kind of went over this way or over this way so it's not on the bed, because the last thing I need is to lay my head down and get a migraine. But this is something very different. I can smell pine in this. Geneva sage. Geneva or juniper sage is one of the earliest incenses used by Mediterranean witches. Though used mostly for protection, especially from theft, Geneva sage is a fantastic assister in bringing forth health and love into your environment. This sage can also be used when blessing homes and dedicating spaces to new work. As we welcome the coming year, we burn Geneva sage to sanctify our journey ahead with love, light, and healing energies. Embrace this protective energy and allow heavy smoke to create magic during your rituals and meditations. Gender masculine, planet sun, element fire. So hopefully, if we do get to move this year, this is something that I would burn throughout the entire house to bless it and bring forth that positive energy into a new space, because it would be a new environment. Okay. So I'm not going to move it from its space because it's kind of shedding a bit. And if you've ever gotten one of these boxes before, it's like a TARDIS inside. It looks like it's not that big, but it just keeps going. So we have a crystal here. Stuck to my finger. There we go. Why do I have to smell everything? Okay. So I'm going to put this in its box. Okay, so for the crystal, it is Faden Quartz crystal. The beautiful Faden Quartz is highly beneficial crystal to use in your practice and ritual work. You will see a string line like going through the crystal. I did see that. That resembles the strengthening bond between your physical self and the higher frequency of our higher self. This line also symbolizes healing, both physically and emotionally. The formation itself is in fact the crystal being broken and healed several times over millions of years. I don't know why that made me sad. Broken several times over millions of years and being healed. This high frequency crystal is one of the most programmable crystals that we have worked with and can be an excellent companion when working to illuminate light energy into any aspect of your life. We have recommended charging this crystal with such others as moldavite and tanzanite to create stronger presence. Collect these crystals on your journey as they will illuminate your path and enhance the quality of energy surrounding you. The affirmation is, I strengthen my bond with my higher self and bring healing and illumination to my aura. Incense. Try not to stick it up my nose like I just did. Definitely sure that's not where it goes. Pine incense sticks. Burn this aromatic incense to celebrate the king of the waxing year. Pine is known to attract prosperity and wealth, as well as purify your surroundings. This incense is a great addition to any Yule altar. Okay, so these are one of the things that I didn't open, that I can tell you right now. Watch, I'm wrong. I say it, I'm wrong. It's a beeswax candle, because I could feel it. I have a bunch of beeswax candles because a few of the moon boxes came with them. I won't burn them. I just like the way that they look. Wahaha, beeswax candle. So we have illuminate. What you do is you light the candle. The witch's year this year is to see the beginnings grow. I sow the seed. On my journey, I prepare this eve to always unveil the truth to be seen. I ask for wisdom, I ask for light, to make my spells more powerful by candlelight. The love and light I foster so, illumination can shine on those, family, friends, and spirits close. So I love the way these feel. Okay. I'm going to try to safely sort of transfer this stuff back into the box and move the other things that are going to be going to my altar. But right now, I'm going to situate this, and I'm going to go and add the things that I want to be on my altar right now and give you a little bit of a quick altar tour. thanks so much for watching, and until next time, bye.